for a coach, is actually sponsored. And sponsored by a well-known national confectionery company who do a very nice line in chocolates. So I think he's done very well out of that. He'll be all right at Easter as well.
There's absolutely nothing in this game. 5 penalties each in the first half. Nothing in the possession. This is going to be a big test for Gateshead, getting out of their own half. And watch for Batley. I think they're going to kick early and try and turn these big guys around and challenge them to bring the ball out and try and get into the right field position that they had in the first half.
Gateshead in possession at the moment with Henderson. Up the middle, he's lost that ball and play on, says the referee. And the penalty goes against Gateshead. Another grapple tackle.
Round his neck there.
And this now, they'll definitely kick for touch, try and get it. Here's the mistake by Henderson, it's picked up, coming, arm round the neck, grapple, trying to take him down to ground. This is the first test of the Gateshead line.
It's Ryan McBride who was penalised for that tackle, the Australian, well, raised in Australia, actually born in Low Fell near Gateshead, just on the outside of Gateshead, Ryan McBride.
He was lucky again on that tackle on Simpson because that was another grapple tackle.
Well, that looked forward, but right under the nose of the touch judge. Play continues, play on, says the referee. Here is Lindsay now, Ash Lindsay across the field looking for the gap. He'd almost found it, just a tap on him. Play the ball, says the referee. They do, they've got numbers out here. If they'd come that way, Mennell chose to go on his own. But they're still in possession, 3 tackles gone. And already the Gateshead line is under pressure, and here comes big Jack Watson. 4 tackles gone. And they've got that ball down, and it's George Flanagan, I think, who'll claim the try. He does. And immediately at the start of this second half, Batley hit back, and Flanagan off the bench and onto the score sheet. The former Bradford Bulls Academy lad, 22 years of age, and he gets his 4th try of the season.
This is all about mistakes and what the weight of possession can give you. It's McBride who's penalised on that occasion. Sometimes when you see a player go from dummy half, you're not sure whether he can get through those 3 or 4 players that are in front of him. But George Flanagan's body angle meant that he was always going to get over, and a smart little twist meant that he fell on his front. Good work. 4th try of the season for that player.
Andy, hold still. Wait till he's gone over. Wait.
So Flanagan with them looking to convert his own try, and immediately set the alarm bells ringing for Gateshead Thunder. And a gentle dink of the boots, and Flanagan has lobbed that one over. Batley into double figures. Batley 10, Gateshead 20. Let's hear from the sidelines. Ben Pro.
It's a cold night, Bill, but Gary Thornton certainly warmed his vocal cords at half-time. He read the riot act in that dressing room, particularly unhappy with the market defence around the ruck, particularly on Andrew Henderson, who he said was cutting them to ribbons in that first half. As for Chris Hood, the Gateshead coach, he thought that it was theirs to lose in this second period. They had the composure. If they managed to do the basics, then they could keep the victory in this match. But obviously they've already conceded that try, so he'll be most unhappy with that start.
He'll be happy that they've got that ball back with Dylan Nash climbing to get the restart, which again hung in the wind. And Gateshead have the ball back immediately. Thorman takes the tackle. 3 tackles gone. Henderson now. Henderson, Russo little skip. Hits the ground quickly. Henderson, Thorman stretches for that ball. They get it out wide on. They couldn't take the pass, and I don't think McAlpine was anticipating that. If he was anticipating a better pass.
Knowles, I think, was going to throw the cutout pass. You can see Brannigan come across. I think he was looking for the wing, and McAlpine just couldn't take that in. He was more concerned with the Batley players in front of him than concentrating on catching the ball at the line.
So another mistake gives Batley possession back.
And let's see if they'll just take a few little scoots. There's a penalty. Again, he's consistent. He gave a penalty away in the first half for lifting the 2 legs, and again, he's done it. So you can say Dave Merritt, the referee, is very consistent in this game.
Well, they've just tapped and run. I would have thought with the wind at their back they'd have launched that down the field.
Absolutely, Billy. I had no problem in the first half when they chose not to kick, but not to kick from that part of the pitch seems a rash decision, but we'll wait and see whether it develops for them.
There's Flanagan. Good run from him, looking for the penalty. Simpson now, over the halfway line. And then he's reversed into his own half. Parker it was with the tackle. Mennell. Fifth tackle as Tutil plays that ball. Flanagan now. Mennell stabs the kick in, and Gateshead are going to have to bring this one back. Well, that's going to bobble away, in fact. They'll tap it on the 20.
And I always say when this play goes, when the ball goes dead, it's still a good play. It's still a good defensive attacking option, because you can see that the Batley players are all set. There's 3 in the tackle there. They're really slowing the Gateshead players down, and they're already back set, and they're moving off the line the first 3 steps for that shot.
So you're being rewarded for inefficiency there then, because the kick has actually been, it's a bad kick.
But it's in the right part of the pitch where you can dominate in defence. This is now the 3rd tackle. They've made 20 metres, so they are controlling the ruck. But too much there by Simpson. He's given away the penalty. But it's still not a bad play, Bill. They're still at the right end of the pitch where you want to defend as a big guy.
And it slows the pace of the game down to what you want it to be.
Here's Jason Payne. Payne is tackled.
And he's in pain.
He's in pain, yeah. Slowly to his feet. Russo has lost that ball.
Knock on, guys.
And
come forward, knock on.
Russo claiming that it was knocked out of his hands.
And things aren't going well from this first 7 minutes of the second half. You see it's a loose carry. The ball just bobbles on the floor. It is definitely a knock-on. Tries to use his neat, little nifty footwork. Concentrating too much on his footwork, not on the ball.
And let's give Joe Simpson some credit there. He was the one that gave away the penalty and forced the error. Good work from the big man.
Ash Lindsay takes the tackle. Off goes Cardoza. Ball is stolen in the tackle, says the referee. They get another penalty to Batley.
And it's again speed around the ruck that's causing this Gateshead side a lot of problems. Cardoza that occasion getting the ball, scooting out, 3 men in the tackle, and he stole the ball. And again, they've now got to defend in their own 30 yards again. And they seem to be revving up this Batley side.
Crowd certainly revving up on that Ron Earnshaw terrace. Opened earlier on by Barry McDermott, I think it was, officially. Oh, Simpson on the charge! They'll get another try here. Absolutely no stopping him. Well, he hit that one at pace and just kept going. And Batley, immediately at the start of this second half, doing something about this scoreline. Second try of the second half, and John Simpson it was, gets his 3rd of the season. And it was a no-nonsense try, that was.
All come about again from a stolen ball. Didn't have the discipline to just make the tackle. Cardoza like a bulldozer, and likewise for John Simpson. Look at the power on this kid. Makes no mistake. What would you think if you were faced with this in the defensive line? Look at that face. Great work from the big man. Gary Thornton loves it.
Former Huddersfield and Halifax player John Simpson was at the Giants Academy. And that's more like it. Well, those words of wisdom from the coach obviously did the trick, as has some Gateshead indiscipline, and they've been punished for that. So Flanagan with this conversion attempt, and this one a tricky one. And that's another one that's hit low across the face of the post. He's missed with that, but just 6 points in it now. Batley 14, Gateshead 20.
Chris Hudd will be sending out the message. That guy there on the front foot, you cannot stop the big guy. Watch him as he gets the ball, get out the way. He just runs hard, he runs aggressive. He can even dive over at the end. That's a good 9.9 dive by the big man, John Simpson. and that'll only lift his confidence even further. When he gets the ball next time, look for another bulldozing run.
Dylan Nash met Campbell there as he met the ball. Now then, Gateshead. Well, they knew what was coming. They knew that they certainly were going to be under the cosh at the start of this second half.
Again, that's a brave take from that winger. John Campbell knew that the cavalry were coming to knock his lights out. He still had to catch that ball, though.
It's been all batley in this second half. Gateshead have hardly seen the ball. Parker managing to turn Flanagan over there. And here is Simpson again. And Simpson once more with a good charge, making good yards. Batley Bulldogs have their tails up. Here's Mennell. Mennell stabs the kick in, and Kevin Neighbour happy to see that one run dead, and so they'll take their time, will they, about restarting on the 20? No, they're straight back into it. Russo again, the former Australian player. Played for the Roosters and for South Sydney, Russo. And here's Michael Knowles. Henderson pulling the strings for the side. Jason Payne takes the pass and then takes a trio of Batley Bulldogs players to stop him.
Wait. Go.
Brannigan, here is Ben McAlpine. Haven't seen a lot of McAlpine tonight, but he certainly caught the attention last season with his exploits for Gateshead Thunder in their promotion season. Well, Gateshead have got to the kick on this set of 6, and the kick comes in from Brannigan. What's it like? Oh, it's come up for them. No, it's knocked on. Almost came up for Gateshead there. Dylan Nash again went up for it.
He commanded that ball, and he went up for that contest. He thought he was going to get there. That's great confidence by the big guy. He just rose above, eyes on the ball, just lost it at the last second as the ball was touching down.
Now Gateshead trying to restrict Batley. They need to be squeaky clean in the tackle area.
Do you know what they need to be, Bill? On the Batley side, really, the kicking game is sensational, because this second half, the Gateshead big guys cannot get back to bring the ball forward. It's the third and fourth play of every set before they get a hold hands on the ball, because the speed of the Batley players is really killing them around this ruck.
Cudjoe told to get up by the referee. No chance of a penalty there. Here is Simpson once more. This is like the old school days, isn't it? It's give it to the big lad.
Well, look at the size of him, and he's running downhill. He's going to be quick.
He's like a runaway truck. Oh, that kick just finds a bit of territory. Almost sailed out on the fall from Mennell. He breathes a sigh of relief, I'm sure.
I mentioned Paul Mennell's kicking game in the first half, and I said that you'd seen him take the ball, take the line on, take the tackle. He's commanded this ball, whether it's been third play, fourth play. Let's just get them down near their own line and let them work out. He's even been prepared to kick it so it's gone dead to slow the pace of the game down.
Well, just a couple of feet short of a 40-20 and almost going without it there. Never mind his son giving him a sleepless night or two. Chris Hood will be having sleepless nights if his side keep making mistakes like that.
It's good defence though, good rush defence, good line speed, getting the Gateshead players on the back.
Here's Kevin Neighbour. 3 tackles gone for Gateshead. Brannigan now. First half try scorer for this Thunder side, Luke Brannigan. That's the 5th tackle. The hooker, Henderson, gets to his feet to play the ball. Russo will put the kick in. That's Priest who fields it. Almost wrong-footed him. Good little Priest brings it back to the 20.
Good little play off Henderson though, that getting out, getting really quick, trying to target the big guys, but again, this is where they seem to be really strong. The back 3 have played really well for the first 54 minutes. They can't even get them down.
And again, good work from Jermaine McGilvray. Speaking to the Huddersfield Giants chief exec Richard Thewlis before this game, he was saying, look out for McGilvray. He'll certainly make an impression, and he has done. There is McGilvray, try scorer, and a memorable try as well. That's the 5th tackle. Now, expect maybe a hanging kick. No, it's Flanagan who puts the kick in, and it's fielded by Robin Pears. Tears still going.
Went for the steal, the one-on-one steal. They thought it was on the Batley players.
Good work from Neighbour. Good scoop from the full-back to get away there. Struggling to get to his feet. Thorman plays the ball. Off goes Nash. Play on, says the referee. So they do. Russo away from one, away from two, and that's the fourth tackle. Play on again, and that's been knocked on. Henderson couldn't keep a hold of it. He says it was knocked down, but it'll be Batley head and feet at the scrum.
That was good play from Batley. It was just the urgency of Dale Cardoza to get out.
It was Cardoza who put a hand in.
And that was just a good attack. That was good defensive play. He's got out. He's seen his arms. Henderson's looking up to pass the ball. Just wasn't a word of what Cardoza was doing. He was putting him under all kinds of pressure. And on that occasion, he lost the ball.
Here's Danny Morn.
There's a big difference between actually knocking the ball out of somebody's hands and going for that tackle, and whilst you're effecting the tackle, you jolt that ball loose. He's a unit, he's Dale Cardoza, all muscles and strength.
Held, cries the referee. He'd called held. Nash continued with the tackle. Knowles continued with the tackle, and they'll get another penalty.
It was Michael Knowles. As he was trying to turn him over, he's got hold of the ball. You can see him there. He had the ball.
Well, he had it.
Yeah, he gave the penalty away.
Come on with me.
And on that occasion, Mr. Merrick agreed with me.
Go.
So once more, and here's John Simpson, and there was a Shepherd there. Oh, dear me. And immediately that advantage is squandered by the Gateshead team.
If looks could kill Stenchen, you can see him going through obstruction there, obstructing the Gateshead player. Big John Simpson, there he is, the number 10 in your screen.
Well done. Two.
Leaving the pressure there for the Gateshead side.
Go. Three.
There's some sting going into these tackles.
Ryan Clark just keeps a hold of that ball. Henderson back for Brannigan. Brannigan, nice ball again for Clark. They're not afraid to ping this ball around this Gateshead side. Here's Brannigan once more. Brannigan, oh, nice offload from him. McAlpine, who takes the tackle on the last. It's Brannigan who hoists the kick. That's swirling in the wind. Oh, and again Nash almost got there.
Knock on Gateshead.
He's going to get one of these.
I'll tell you what they're doing, Gateshead. As soon as that ball goes up into the air, they chase like mad and put pressure on the wingers and the back three that we've mentioned all the way through. Just look at how many Gateshead players are in the screen.
I made my decision. Right.
The referee wants now a word with one of the Gateshead players.
Well, Dylan Nash said something after that, and I think it was frustration.
That's 4 on the trot, mate. Let's get a discipline. Penalty. Penalty, no way.
And Nash frustrated that it didn't come off for him there, but he also felt, I don't know why he felt, that there'd been a knock-on by the Batley player. That's what he was suggesting.
No, the referee has said the key word, and he's talking to Dylan Nash now as he's going back. Discipline. You've got to control, you've got to be disciplined. 4 penalties now they've given away. And again, they're in the right part of the pitch when they were defending, when they were attacking. But Dave Merrick's doing a good job this afternoon, or this evening.
I think he's been very clear in all his instructions. He's working with the players. He's telling them what they're doing wrong, hopefully with a view to not penalising them. Been a good performance from the referee, and rightly so. You hear players answering you back, ping them. You don't hear referees changing their mind because one of the players pulls them.
Oh dear, Mennell felt that. Knowles with the tackle. He dumped him to the ground. Here's Ash Lindsay now. Lindsay still going, a real pugnacious little character, Ashley Lindsay. On the last.
Okay.
They're running it. Oh, that ball sails out of play.
Turn over on the cross.
Morn was screaming for the ball on the inside. The pass went sailing out from Priest.
Nearly, the ball was just a bit too hard for McGilbert to catch that then.
I think the ball boy who...
I know,
Nearly took his head off.
I think we were nearly a cameraman short. So, Batley, they were in a great position there.
And it's the first time, Bill, they haven't gone for the percentage play. Get that ball down there and they've chanced their arm and looked to play out wide.
Coming up to the hour mark, Gateshead still ahead by 20 points to 14, but it's been all battly as far as the scoring goes in this second half. And their line, the Bulldogs line, I don't think has been threatened. Been a couple of kicks that have possibly put them under a bit of pressure. Dylan Nash almost get on the end of them, but they haven't done so. But they're doing well to keep this ball alive now at the Gateshead Thunder side. Ryan Clark, he and brother Reese on the field, and another hanging kick. Campbell, McGilvery rather, coming for this one. Oh, took that one superbly well.
Cool, calm, collective, stood his ground, focused on the ball, willed it to him, and again come up trumps for this Batley side. Look at this.
Four Gateshead players were ready to pounce on that ball. I'm going to get sick of complimenting wingers, Tez. It goes against everything I stand for.
Well, you probably used your entire season's allocation this evening.
In fact, that's
He
it.
has. Trust me, he has.
I'm going to stop. No more.
Here's David Tootill, had a spell with Harlequins before coming here.
If I was Chris Hood, the Gateshead coach, I'd be looking at putting McAlpine, who's playing centre at the minute. He's got the number 1 on his back, but they need to get him with to get the hand on the ball as much as possible, because he's a threat every time he gets hold of it.
And that's the percentage play that I was talking about. They've got that ball dead, everything slows right down.
So that kick sailing out of play again, and Gateshead happy to restart with the tap. Well, Wakefield against St Helens, the game tomorrow night on Sky Sports 2 and HD2 at 7:30. And then on Saturday, Harlequins against Hull FC from the Stoop at 6 o'clock on Sky Sports 2 and HD2. Russo, well, Gateshead, have they weathered the storm here? It was a storm from Batley at the start of the second half. They got tries, that they closed the gap, but Gateshead have just calmed things down a little bit. Brennigan puts the kick in. That's an intelligent one into a bit of space, but they've kicked to McGilvery. They know the damage this guy can do if he's allowed to run.
They've got to push up really hard on the defence, because these wingers and the fullback are making so many yards. But again, Batley's kicking game. They've kicked them downfield, and it's the 4th play before the Gateshead forwards can get hold of the ball.
Maybe, Tez, they're not putting it up in the air because those wingers are handling it, but by putting it up in the air, you give that extra second or so chance for your chase team to get up.
Henderson with the tackle for Thunder on Luke Stenchen. Now here's David Tootill, another ex-Leeds Academy player, on the halfway line. Just not that quick playing the ball there. Mennel. Held, cries the referee, so they play the ball. It's on the last, and that'll be it'll be a knock-on in the end. That'll be the turnover, and a scrappy end, and I don't think Batley heard the call. It was a very late call from the referee there. Gateshead with a problem. Here's Ben.
Johnny Walker only played 10 minutes of that first half, Bill, and some good news for Gateshead because he is about to return. It's a right cartilage problem. He picked the injury up against Whitehaven a fortnight ago, but some good news, he's poised to return now.
I think it's Russo who is down, got a bang on the head.
Looks like he's holding his shoulder there, Bill. Maybe lands awkwardly on it. It's the arm that he puts onto the... maybe he might be right. Let's see where the problem happens.
I'm not sure. Not sure for definite, but that's still not touchline.
Not sure, it could be some kind of neck or shoulder.
Jamie,
Russo just
that first tackle, yeah?
thankfully sitting up. There's a bit of a mystery there.
Well, he gets down, he starts to get up, doesn't he? There's no problem.
Andy,
There's only a little tap from the knee on his neck, but he goes down in all sorts of pain. But he's up on his feet, which is the main thing, and he plays the ball. He's back into the game.
I think you're right, it is his shoulder. He's still in back play, and I think he maybe just got a bang on a nerve or something like that.
Could be a trapped nerve, a neck, a shoulder, back of the shoulder.
You tend to find in rugby that when people damage the shoulder, they land on their elbow, which jolts the shoulder up, and he did on that occasion, but he didn't really show any cause for concern when he got up originally.
Do you know what the joint's called? The top of the shoulder.
Henderson. Gateshead go out wide. The kick comes infield, and it's not a bad kick, and they're still chasing it. The ball is loose. Gateshead have it back. They've plunged over the try line. It's Clark, I think, who claimed the try.
Wait, move. Knock on, boys. That's all right. Jamie.
Jamie Leahy is the video ref.
To the line. Right,
and
knock on prior to the
Batley
line and the grounding, please.
saying, well, it was obvious there was a knock-on, but Dave Merrick deciding that video ref Jamie Leahy should have a look at this.
He wants to see if any of the Gateshead players knock this ball forward.
That's not back. There's still nobody there. That's still Batley's hands. And it's Clark who's got the ball down. Ryan Clark, because there's two on the field. I reckon this could be a try.
But it's this hand there. Who does that come off there, Bill? Here you go.
That's a...
Oof, there could be a touch there from the Gateshead player. First thing was, it did come off a Batley player, then did the Gateshead player touch the ball.
That's a Batley hand.
That's a Batley hand.
I think they both touch it.
But then the second hand was touched by Thorman.
I think they both touch it. I think Luke Stenson touches it first, there.
And then Thorman, the second.
Yeah, that's no try for me.
He obviously definitely grounds the ball, but I think Thorman touches this ball. You can see it propel forward from the Batley player's Stenson. Or goes backwards, should I say. But then Thorman.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
Gateshead hoping that it'll come up for them. Ryan Clark hoping he's got the try, but for the second time they've had a try disallowed for a knock-on.
Yeah, it was Thorman. Chris Hood will be upset with that. They've done everything right, and the kicking game's been very good with this strong win against them. But Stenson touches the ball first, then Thorman second, and that's why the try's not been rewarded. But good pressure. They're trying everything, Gateshead, because they know Batley are really breathing down their neck.
Mark a square. Tell them.
They still hold the lead, Gateshead, 20 points to 14.
No, he went through. Two.
Just for your biology lesson, it's the AC joint, oculoclavicular joint.
That'll be a penalty. Kevin Neighbour penalised, just trying to delay things there.
But again, the penalties that they're giving, they're getting them and they're defending right at the top end of the pitch. But again, let's see what this Batley side can do now. Gateshead have got to cut out these penalties. That's a good run, that. He's picked Brannigan straight out and run straight at him, making loads of yards.
2-2 now. It was Mark Toohey with the first run.
Move! Oh, go.
So Batley back in Gateshead territory with Lindsay. Lindsay fires the pass out. Danny Morn comes back in field.
Wait. Go.
Beg your pardon. It's Mark Barlow with the run.
4, move!
Armitage to his feet to play the ball.
Look, run again!
Toohey now
Well
has
done,
Priest
Will.
on the inside. Priest a little burst of acceleration. Flanagan. That's the fifth tackle. Now then, what's Mennell going to launch? It's not going to be Mennell, it's Lindsay who'll maybe dink a little kick in. Neighbour is underneath it. He's going to have to get out of his own in goal, or is he? Well,
That's a perfect kick.
was
from
Kevin
Ash
Neighbour
Lindsay.
hard done to there?
Let's have a see. I think it's the correct call from the referee. Does he catch this ball in or out of the field of play? Let's watch. White boots. Oh, I think he was in the field of play. I think
No penalties,
it's the wrong decision, Bill.
So back they come on the charge.
That's how you run onto the ball.
Craig Potter it was.
Go.
And again the Ron Earnshaw terrace rises to their side, and 2-2. Well, I don't think he knew he was through there. He sort of stopped and turned. If he'd kept going, he might have made a bit more progress. So, again, Gateshead having to defend their line, and they really are under pressure now. Oh, and then Lindsay puts the ball down.
Said it. No advantage.
And
Knock
frustration for Batley and frustration for the coach.
Just going back to that Kevin Neighbour. That play was the correct play. Here we see Batley and Ash Lindsay's trying to catch the ball, make the play before he's got hold of it. Kevin Neighbour catches the ball, he goes into the end play and then gets tackled behind the line.
No, let's do.
Batley trying to drive the player back. Referee called held and Tutil didn't let go. Now then, Batley looking for a big defensive set here.
This is a test of your character. Who wants the ball? When they're all cramming in and they're all flying off the line, who wants the ball to try and take you forward?
Oh, and Nash with a brave offload there. Finds Russo. Well, they're a game side, this Gateshead Thunder team. Here's Thorman. Thorman, ball out wide. Piers.
Move! Wait, go. No lifting!
No lifting, says the referee. All the player's got to do in that situation is lift his legs off the ground.
If you're a good seasoned pro and you've been dominated and driven backwards, you're going to lift your legs up.
Little chip ahead and easily fielded.
That's a
by
poor
Campbell.
kick.
I don't agree with that penalty, Tim, because if you're dominant in defence and you're pushing the opposition back, you should be rewarded. If you do all the hard work to try and turn the player back, and if he does go backwards, you just lift your legs up. That can't be a penalty, surely.
Tutil, 3 tackles gone.
Go.
Lindsay.
No lifting! 4, move!
4 tackles gone.
Wait! Go.
Batley on Gateshead 30-metre line. Lindsay bumps off one tackler. He's going backwards at the moment, so they've lost ground. Still lost ground. Eventually he's tackled by Michael Knowles. That's the 5th tackle. This is good work from Gateshead so far.
Stay out, George! Kick it.
Then the kick is hoisted by Tui. It's a good one, but Sanderson is underneath it well.
Stand.
And again, it was a pinpoint kick, pressure put on by the Batley players, but just a good take.
Surrender!
Kevin Neighbour trying to get them on the front foot now.
Go.
And they're playing with a lot of urgency, Gateshead. They've been put under a lot of pressure, they give a lot of penalties away,
Go.
but they're still turning up. The foreman's really guiding them around the pitch. There he is with the ball, looking for the penalty, looking at the referee saying that was a high shot.
Go.
Well, they've kept Batley quiet for about 20 minutes now, Gateshead. They scored their last points in the 48th minute, and they haven't scored since then. Now then, McAlpine, he's got great pace, but a good tackle from Mennell there just brings him down. That's the 5th tackle.
Go.
It's Brannigan who'll put the kick in.
Hold on.
Thumps that one downfield, kept it low into the wind, and it's a good kick in the end. Priest, though, very soft hands from the fullback, but he slipped as he was waiting for the tackle there. The chase was led by Henderson. Henderson and Priest having words off the ball. Oh, and a Gateshead player's gone down with a knock there. I think it's Stuart Sanderson, was it?
Clear! Stand! 3, hold! Go! 4!
Flanagan with the run. 4 tackles gone. Into the last 10 minutes here now. The ball sails out wide to McGilvray. McGilvray comes back in field, then looks for a gap in the middle. He's tackled by Jason Payne. That's the 5th tackle.
Play it, Jermaine.
Now then, will Mennell give this one a bit of air? No, he'll dink it over the top. Oh, and Piers waited for that one. He's knocked it on, and this could be a crucial moment in the game.
That's a clever little kick by Paul Mennell. But credit the chase by Danny Maughan. Danny Maughan putting him under all kinds of pressure. He'll be shouting, he'll be trying to put him off. And on that occasion, he just done enough to put Robin Piers off, and he knocked the ball on.
Make your 10s.
And then you can hear the referee saying that the Gateshead players need to get back the 10 yards.
Time on. Out!
So Batley with this possession in really prime position, and Lindsay showing those characteristics that make him such a popular player.
Go!
He's so strong with the ball.
2, move!
Armitage gets to his feet to play the ball. They must be in here with Lindsay, and Lindsay is well tackled by Dylan Nash. Just managed to swing him round at the last minute. So they come from deep now. Mennel finds Priest. Priest, Morn. Again, good defence, and Morn is all bottled up. They've got the ball back. The ball has been stolen in the tackle, and great work from Brannigan there.
The numbers from Gateshead came flooding over and forced that error and got that ball off the Batley player.
Well, what good work from Luke Brannigan there,
I'm not sure, mate.
number 7. He just snatched that ball out of the hands of Danny Morn, and Gateshead have it back.
If Batley want to come out victors in this fixture, they need to sustain some pressure. They moved it from one side of the pitch to the other and then gave the ball back. I know Danny Morn got it stripped.
Hold, go.
There's Gary Thornton's frustration.
5, stand.
So Gateshead
40-20.
in possession. 40-20 was the call from the referee. That's never had any chance of being a 40-20. Campbell losing his footing.
Whoa, move. Here.
And
hold, go.
Batley have 7 minutes.
Brannigan, 10 metres. 2.
McGilvray again, he's not afraid to take it up with the big guys, is he?
Go.
Here's Craig Potter again, running strongly, as he has done all night for his side when he's been on the field.
Go.
Lindsay now. Priest joins the action. Crowd appealing for a high tackle from Thorman. Gallagher. John Simpson is back on the field. Did a lot of damage last time. On the last, Mennel. Will he go for a little chip kick? Well, that was has gone backwards, in fact. But it's still alive. It's still on the last. Mennel. Mennel across the field. And that'll be the turnover. Well, the ball is still alive. That will be the turnover in the end.
Again, no sustained pressure, lack of composure means it's all or nothing on last play.
10 metres.
Paul Mennel put the original kick up. That was the right idea. When he got the ball, he chose to go again for all or nothing play.
Steady, don't lift it. Whoa, move,
Chris Parker.
Johnny. Wait. Go.
Plays the ball.
Surrender. Stand. 2. Go.
Henderson. Brannigan. Here is Michael Knowles. And Knowles.
Steady, man. 3.
Steady, cries the referee.
Move.
Just in case they were thinking of lifting him. Russo again, recovered from that injury. Good run from him. He's lost the ball. He got it back. And Batley have head and feet at the scrum. And Ashley Lindsay saying, come on, let's pack this down.
I think there was a hand in here. Look at that.
Hey, I'm not sure, mate.
It's number 12, Mark Tui. Targets the ball and wrenches the arm of Russo, dislodging that ball.
Well, Batley can't complain about opportunities, Barry, because they've got another great shot at this Gateshead line now.
And it's how they go this last 5 minutes. If they play with a bit of composure, because they need to get back into the game, and if they're going to win this game, you feel they need to score this set of 6.
Here's Potter. Potter has Simpson on his shoulder. Potter might not need him. He does have Simpson, but Simpson is over the line. He's short of the line. Has he got his second try of the game?
Time off. Time off. Jamie.
Well, there he is over the line.
The players have stopped moving. The ball is over the line.
But where was it when he stopped moving?
John Simpson again showing strength to bust through. Does he turn on? Look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gateshead defenders that's around him. If he gets this ball down, that is strength from the guy. Look at the size, the strength. He's looking for that. That's a try.
Down, that's a try.
Amazing strength from the big guy. There's 6 Gateshead players in the frame trying to stop him. I said they had to score this set of 6. If they score this set of 6, the kick goes over. Puts all pressure on this Gateshead side. Yeah. But what amazing strength from the big guy.
Time back on.
The try is awarded. Big John gets his second try of the night to take his tally for the season to 4. And now the pressure is on the kicker, George Flanagan.
They're like buses for props. You wait all the time for one and then you get two on the same night. Craig Potter makes an incredible break here. That's the error that comes from Gateshead. Russo drops the ball. And Simpson just backing up his mate. He's there on the shoulder to receive
Flanagan
that pass.
hasn't been the most convincing kicker so far tonight. But if he can land this, the score's a level. Flanagan then has landed it by inches. And it's all square here. Batley have made the comeback from 20 points to 4 down to 20 each. With the last few minutes to come here, the coach down on the sidelines. 4 minutes to go, he says.
The Bulldog looks happy, Gary Thornton looks happy, and this guy, John Simpson, he'll be happy. That's a big effort, that. There he is, you beauty.
Channel 10, Channel 10. Play on.
Play on, Gateshead have the ball back.
Whoa, move.
We have 3.5 minutes to go. Gateshead are in possession. Can they get in range of a field goal? Well, I'll tell you what, in this wind, it's going to have to be close range. They're going to have to be underneath those posts.
He'll have to be in front of the 10. But Batley know that. That's why they're getting off the line really quick, because they know if they get in any distance, 20 yards are out, it's going to be a dangerous, and they could get that 1 point.
Well, that's a good run from Johnny Walker, back on the field. The knees strapped up.
Clever
Now
play by
Parker
Henderson
on
setting
the
up for
last.
that.
Brennigan has dropped back. Will he go for it? He's going for it. Well, that's not even made the try line, and Batley have it back.
And now the pressure to Gateshead. Gateshead really need to get up for this set 6. They can't afford to let the Batley players, the outside backs, land on the front as they are doing. They've got great shape on the left-hand side, Batley, but look at the speed again.
By contrast, Batley could maybe try and hit their field goal attempt from about the 40, and it maybe sail over. Mennell will probably be fancying chances.
Can't afford to give a penalty away either, Bill. They can't give cheap field position.
Armitage, well, that's the 5th tackle. Are they going to go for it now? They're running it on the last. Danny Morn. Morn gives it to McGilvery. McGilvery's lost it.
Turn over here.
Oh, what a decision that was. And now 2 minutes to go.
And you know what would have been a better play? To stick it behind the Gateshead players into the corner, make them bring the ball out, and then make them kick the ball on the last tackle, because with this wind, they wouldn't have got past the halfway if the defence would have been strong enough.
So Gateshead, have they got enough in them to maybe get up the other end of the field, or are they going to have to settle for just a point here? Parker plays that ball. Henderson, that's the 5th tackle. Surely they're not going to try it from here. They'll just kick this one, or will they run it? They're running it with Brennigan. Brannigan keeps it alive, and Lindsay has it. Well, this is a last opportunity maybe for Batley. The last minute here. Chris Hood on the sidelines. Ash Lindsay, he'll be in action at the Batley Frontier next Wednesday, by the way. The Steve Prescott Foundation Fight Night.
Will Batley put it on the end of the boot and get one of these impressive wingers to chase hard?
Gallagher.
3, move! Come on, here, Hendo. Play on. 4!
Still time, 4 tackles gone.
10 metres, hold. Get up.
Are they going to have an opportunity to go for the win? Well, they're keeping the ball alive here. Tui it is. Tui has got the pass inside to Mennell, but Mennell couldn't take it, and that surely is it.
Mark Tui threw that ball back inside. Unfortunately, his halfback couldn't regather.
Move! Mark!
Well, Gateshead on the last will chase it, but that's going to find touch, is it? It is. It's all over. The players sink to their knees. And it ends all square. Gateshead are off the mark for the season. Batley are frustrated. They dominated this second half. They fought their way back from 20 points to 4 down. But crucially, they missed kicks at goal. They didn't maybe take the chances that they had. Whereas Michael Knowles for the Gateshead Thunder kicked all his. And so Gateshead will be relieved that they're off the mark, at least. It could have been a lot better for them, but to come here and get a share of the spoils is no mean achievement, and we can hear from the Thunder coach now. He's with Ben.
Chris, you said if you kept your composure in that half-time team talk, you could hold on. How do you feel after those 2 points?
I'm over the moon and disappointed all in one. I thought we've been off par all year, and that first half was fantastic. You know, we kept the composure and we played championship rugby. And yeah, of course, we're disappointed with the second half. We feel it's going to be a point lost, but we've got off the mark and we've played against a really good, tough side. We've been against the wall for long periods of that second half, but those lads have showed some composure. You know, they've came back from a bit of the brink. Our season could have went 2 ways, and let's hope that this has been a bit of a kick on.
Yeah, a couple of results going the wrong way so far this season. How vital is it to come to a place like Batley and get a share of the spoils?
It's vital to perform, and if you perform, then obviously you're going to pick up those points. And I think to a point we've performed a hell of a lot better than we have done through the year. And let's hope that, like I say, this is a point now we can kick on and get better.
Thanks very much, Chris. Well done. Let's bring in Jermaine McGilvray, tonight's man of the match. Jermaine, what was that like to play in, first of all?
Yeah, tough first half. Thought we were going to win it in the second half, but just wasn't to be.
What was Gary saying at half-time? Because you'd let the game slip in that first period, and you just had chance in the second period to take the points.
Yeah, it was hard coming uphill in the first half. He just told us we could get a roll on downhill, which we did, but we just didn't put them to bed.
You are tonight's man of the match, Jermaine. £100 to the Rugby League Benevolent Fund and £100 to the charity of your choice. Where's that going, please?
Breast Cancer UK.
Congratulations. Great work on a man of the match performance. Gary Thornton's with us as well. Gary, you were pretty loud in that dressing room at half-time. What did you say to the players, and do you think they did enough to win the match in the second period?
Well, I think there's a few home truths. Said at half-time we were a bit soft defensively, I thought, especially on our own try line. Henderson absolutely ripped us to bits in the first half from dummy half, so we had to put that right. We knew, though, we were still confident. We knew the conditions would be in our favour second half down the hill. We used it quite well. You know, we outscored them on tries 4-3. I think we just missed a few goals. That there was a difference, really. But fair play to Gateshead. I thought they came at us and played really well first half.
Great win last week, a scrappy draw today, and Widnes and Halifax up in your next 3. It doesn't get any easier.
There's no easy games in this league. As I say, Gateshead came here and gave us a good game, and there's no easy games at all, and we've just got to keep going. But you know, we've got 5 points now, and if we'd have said 5 points out of the first 3 games, I think we'd have taken that at the start of the season.
Thanks very much, Gary. Well done.
No problem. Thanks, mate.